Hello everyone and welcome to my General Hospital Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers for Thursday, April 24th, state that Carly Spencer will have some news for Brick, while Sam McCall's memories haunt him. Molly Lansing Davis will also warn Rick Lansing, so expect some intriguing developments on the ABC serial. For starters, Carly's presence in Los Angeles will make Brick feel better about Sonny Corinthos' hospital stay. Once Brick learns that Carly has Sonny's back, he will laud her praises and hope that Sonny's surgery goes well. Unfortunately, Sonny's stay in the OR will not be the only challenge he confronts. Before the end of the week, it appears that Colette Moreau will sneak into Sonny's bed dressed as a nurse for another elimination plot. Back in Port Charles, Christina Corinthos Davis and Dante Falconeri will discuss how to comfort Sonny, while they await word on his operation. The GH preview video shows Danny Morgan struggling with memories of Sam, and telling Jason how much he misses his mother. Jason Morgan will offer Danny some sympathy, and assure him that he can always rely on his father. Marco Rios' fate will be determined at the law office. Despite Marco's father-son relationship with Jen Sidwell, Diane Miller and Alexis Davis appear to be interested in hiring him. However, there will be certain conditions. Sidwell basically convinced Alexis that Marco was completely pure and not involved in any illicit activity. Alexis and Diane may warn Marco to keep it that way if he wants to keep his job at their legal business. Molly will warn Rick about the hazards of being linked to someone like Ava Jerome. Rick's blossoming romance with Ava will undoubtedly raise red lights for Molly, who may be inclined to issue an ultimatum. If Ava is in my life, are you not going to be? Rick asks Molly in Thursday's preview video. Molly may not go so far as to state that if Rick becomes involved with Ava, she will cut him out of the picture. After nearly losing Rick in that car accident, that would be a difficult line to draw. However, Molly will make some troubling predictions about Ava and urge that Rick should let her go. Of course, Molly won't realize Rick is involved in Ava's blackmail operation, so she won't know the worst of it. Next, Cody Bell will require medical attention, and it appears that he may injure himself while working in the stable. Brooklyn Quartermain will supposedly make sure Cody sees a doctor, but he is concerned she may become annoyed with him. This could be related to Lulu Spencer manipulating Cody into discussing Dante and Brooklyn's camp fling. Whatever the case, Cody will be at GH at the same time as Molly, so she may be concerned if she discovers he's hurt. Brooklyn will flip out when she discovers Lulu is resurrecting her journalism career with an adoption article. Lucas Jones may reveal information regarding an interview with Lulu, allowing Brooklyn to uncover Lulu's most recent endeavor. Lulu will interview Lucas about being adopted, but he will eventually open up about his biological father as well. Lucas and Julian Jerome did not get along well, but Lucas will be grateful for the opportunity to get to know him. Back with Brooklyn, she'll be on a quest to confront Lulu about the adoption story and shut it down. Brooklyn does not want Lulu to write anything about adoption because it relates to the secret they are keeping from Dante. General Hospital spoilers indicate that Brooklyn will be determined to keep Dante in the dark about the baby she surrendered, so stay tuned. General Hospital spoilers indicate that GH alum Scott Clifton recently addressed fan speculation regarding his potential return as Dylan Quartermain. Will another Q eventually follow Michael Corinthos casting back to Port Charles? Could Clifton be the Michael recast if Chad Duell does not return? Scott Clifton played Dylan on GH from 2003 to 2007, and fans have long speculated if he will return at some point. Robert Palmer Watkins was the last actor to play Dylan Quartermain, but there are several reasons why fans believe Clifton will take over the role. Although Clifton has played Liam Spencer on The Bold and the Beautiful since 2010, many fans are anxious about Liam's untimely death. Liam has an inoperable brain tumor, thus is clearly playing up the drama by making it appear as if he is about to die. If Liam doesn't make it, Scott Clifton could be freed up for another soap part. It's easy to envision Jish trying to recast Clifton as Dylan Quartermain, or even Michael himself. However, it's too early to say whether Clifton will repeat his role as Dylan. In a new interview with SOD, Clifton admitted that he has no idea how things will play out with his Bold and the Beautiful character. As a result, Clifton isn't paying attention to Jish right now because he's too busy giving his current plot his all. I am not even thinking about General Hospital or any other show. I'm just thinking about doing my best to communicate this narrative. That is what matters to me, Clifton emphasized. Of course, if Liam does not survive, Clifton may begin to consider his future work options. That might lead to some conversations with the GH powers that be, potentially allowing Clifton to reprise his role as Dylan. Since it appears that a Michael Corinthos recast is in the works, Dylan's return might follow and significantly boost Quartermain's prominence on canvas. According to General Hospital teasers, more cast news is on its way, so stay tuned for any important developments. General Hospital spoilers claim that fans haven't seen Michael Corinthos or Chad Duell in quite some time. The actor left the show in January 2025 after the character was transferred to a burn recovery clinic in Germany as a result of the penthouse explosion in which he was involved. As fans wait for Michael's comeback, they can't help but wonder if Duell will repeat the role, or if a new cast member will take his place. Duell discusses Port Charles' exit. The GH preview for the week of April 21st to 25th shows that Willow Tate Corinthos will pay a visit to Michael at the Baden-Baden burn facility. Could fans expect Michael to return in the coming days? Will it be a Duell or a recast? There has been some chatter about a recast, courtesy to actor Robert Adamson's recent remark on the social media platform X. Adamson expressed his dissatisfaction at not being read for the role of Michael Corinthos in a now-deleted tweet. This sparked widespread speculation about Michael's reappearance. Some speculate that another young and the restless alum Rory Gibson may be in the running because he follows Caitlin McMullen and Holly Gagnier on social media. Drew Garrett, who played Michael Corinthos before Duell from 2009 to 2010, has also been mentioned, following a recent appearance on Maurice Benard's State of Mind. The door is open. In December 2024, shortly after announcing his departure from the soap, Duell sat down with fellow General Hospital co-stars Steve Burton and Bradford Anderson. Duell discussed his exit from the daily drama. Duell indicated that Frank Valentini, GH's executive producer, has left the door open for his return. The actor was open to a comeback, stating that he quit the show due to personal difficulties rather than reservations about the daily drama. Still, it's possible that Duell chose to pursue his voyage outside of GH rather than return to the show. Only time will tell whether Michael reappears as a recast or if Duell reprises the role. Brick's relief, Molly's ultimatum, Jason's pledge, and Lulu's struggle. The following GH will feature a reassuring phrase, an unexpected moment, a daring demand, and a sincere pledge. General Hospital spoilers for Thursday, April 24th, 2025 are now available. Fans can expect Danny Morgan to discuss his grief on tomorrow's show. Molly Lansing Davis confronted Rick Lansing. Diane Miller makes herself quite apparent to Marco Rios. Sonny Corinthos' heart surgery. In the next episode, Sonny Corinthos prepares for his heart surgery. Sonny waited 3 months to get the pacemaker implanted. During that time, Sonny continued to collapse, but he was also concerned that his enemies would take advantage of his temporary incapacitation. Sonny believes he has everything under control, and Carly Spencer is there to support him. In a preview clip, Brick praises Carly for always being there for Sonny. While everyone thinks everything is going well, Natalia Ramirez told Jen Sidwell about the heart operation. Molly Lansing Davis's warning. Molly will issue a warning to her father in the hospital. Despite being close to his daughter, the lawyer bites back. Rick questions whether Molly is forcing him to choose between her and Ava Jerome. Diane Miller versus Marco Rios. According to General Hospital spoilers, Diane and Alexis Davis will sit down with Marco on tomorrow's episode. While Marco listens carefully, Alexis sits silently. Diane is next to Alexis, and she wants to make sure the legal candidate understands anything. So it sounds like Marco might get the job, but only under certain terms or on probation. Marco may say that he is a wonderful guy, but what about his relationship with Sidwell? The adversary is Marco's father, which doesn't help matters. Sidwell pretended to be doing his son a favor, but his actions could end up costing the young attorney everything. Thursday, April 24th, 2025. Fans will also notice Brooklyn Quartermain becoming frightened. Then, a preview clip shows BLQ visiting Cody Bell in the hospital. The brunette asks Cody why she should be annoyed by him. Danny speaks up to Jason Morgan about losing Sam McCall. Lucas Jones chats to Lulu Spencer about his biological father. Meanwhile, Dante Falconeri discusses family concerns with Christina Corinthos Davis. Cameron Matheson of General Hospital has had a difficult time recently, as he and his family lost their house to wildfires that raged through Los Angeles in January. However, the ABC soap actor is in the midst of beginning anew, as evidenced by a virtual tour of his new property. With brighter days ahead, Matheson has remained a loving parent, sending a special message to his son Lucas on his 22nd birthday. Home for spring break in 22 today, stepping into life with purpose, passion, and so much momentum, he said, before going on to express his pride in the man Lucas is becoming. There are big things coming, and you're more than ready. Happy birthday, Lucas. The actor commented about Lucas' courage and tenacity through the trials these last several years, and how it's something he'll have forever. There is so much to be grateful for, Lucas. I love you more than I can express. Several photos were sent with the message, including a few with his proud parents, snaps from the devastation of their former house, and other images that will undoubtedly be treasured for years to come. And wow, he's as handsome as his father. Carly's news for Brick. Sam haunts Molly warns Rick. The small town of Port Charles was buzzing with the most recent developments, each more shocking than the previous. Carly had always played a prominent role in the drama that unfolded in their close-knit community, and this time was no exception. She had critical news for Brick, which must not wait. The two had a convoluted history, and whatever she said would undoubtedly have an impact on his life. Brick, ever the stern and guarded man, had learned to brace himself whenever Carly arrived with news. But even he couldn't have predicted the surprise she was going to drop. Meanwhile, the ghost of Sam McCall appeared to linger in the air, haunting those she had abandoned. Her presence, while no longer physical, was felt throughout the town. Jason Morgan, her old love, was tortured by memories of her and unwilling to go on. Even Elizabeth Weber, who had previously been involved in a tumultuous relationship with Jason, felt Sam's shadow cast over them. The unresolved emotions and unsolved concerns surrounding Sam's departure, or death, created a gap that no one could fill. Some claimed to have seen her, catching fleeting glances in familiar places, as if she was attempting to speak from beyond. Whether it was shame, grief, or something otherworldly, Sam's spirit refused to rest, trapping those who loved her in a loop of sadness and regret. Then there was Molly Lansing Davis, the youngest of the Davis sisters, who had always been more sensitive than others gave her credit for. She'd seen how Rick Lansing worked, his manipulations and schemes, and she wasn't ready to let history repeat itself. Rick had a tendency of sneaking back into people's lives just when they believed they were free of him, and Molly knew he was up to something else. This time she was not going to be silent. She searched out people who might be in risk and warned them before Rick could sink his claws in. Her sister Christina had suffered enough as a result of Rick's games, and Molly was determined to protect her family at any cost. But Rick was a master of deception, and Molly's warnings might not be enough to keep him from causing havoc again. As these interwoven storylines progressed, the citizens of Port Charles became entangled in a web of secrets, betrayals, and unresolved histories. Carly's admission to Brick had the potential to change everything. Sam's ghostly presence reopened old scars, and Molly's desperate attempts to protect her loved ones from Rick's machinations added to the tension. The community had seen many storms before, but this one felt different, like the quiet before the inevitable explosion. Carly eventually found Brick down at the Metro Court Hotel, where he was sipping a drink at the bar. His sharp eyes widened as she neared, recognizing the gravity of the situation. She slid into the seat next to him, her typical confidence replaced with an uncommon hesitancy. "We need to talk," she replied quietly. Brick breathed softly, ready for the worst. Whatever she was about to say, he knew it would rock his carefully crafted world. Across town, Jason found himself standing before Sam's old flat, which had been frozen in time. The faint aroma of her perfume lingered, or perhaps his mind was torturing him. He had spent years attempting to escape his past, but Sam's recollection was a ghost he could not shake. A shiver shot down his spine, and he thought he heard her murmur his name. Was it a trick of the wind? Or was Sam actually reaching out from wherever she is? At the same moment, Molly confronted Rick outside Kelly's diner, her demeanor angry. "I know what you're planning," she charged, her voice cracking with barely restrained rage. Rick simply smirked, as he always did when someone attempted to challenge him. "You always were a clever one," he remarked, his tone condescending. "But some things are beyond your control," Molly retorted, refusing to back down. "Not this time," she promised. "I won't let you hurt anyone else." The General Hospital recap for Wednesday, April 23rd, shows that Nina Reeves planned to construct an escort trap for Drew Kane, while Lois Cerullo lied to an adoption agency. Laura Collins stopped over Lulu Spencer's new house and learned Dante Falconeri was there to assist her settle in. After Laura left, Dante and Lulu spent some time outside before she received a call from the Landview banner. Lulu had submitted some tale concepts to them, so she informed Dante that they wanted her to write one about adoption. On Wednesday's episode of General Hospital, Brooke Lynn Quartermain and Harrison Chase provided Lois with an update on their adoption plans. Lois was taken aback when she realized Chase and Brooke Lynn intended to use the same agency that helped Brooke Lynn place her baby for adoption. Ned Quartermain asked several inquiries, so Brooke Lynn and Chase explained their intention to adopt and raise a family together. Lois called Gloria Cerullo for help, because they hadn't used an adoption agency when they handed over Giovanni Gio Palmieri. That's why Lois eventually informed Chase and Brooke Lynn that the adoption agency she used had closed 15 years ago. Tracy Quartermain wrote a check to Ezra Boyle at Metro Court since she backed his side in the referendum and the removal of Sonny Corinthos. Laura Collins arrived and discovered Tracy was turning Ezra into an ally, warning that getting rid of Sonny would not end organized crime. In fact, Laura hinted that someone considerably worse could rise up, eventually mentioning Jen Sidwell's name. Nearby, Nina and Portia Robinson discussed Drew's reputation as a superb manipulator, so they decided to turn the tables and draw him into a trap. Nina recognized the lovely blonde who had joined Ezra at the bar and approached her shortly after. Nina approached Jacinda as if she were a model, so she handed up her crimson card to discuss options. When Nina rejoined Portia, she revealed that the woman was an escort who had been caught by hotel security and removed several times. Nina mentioned at having a task for Jacinda, so it appears that this escort will be involved in Drew's plan trap. Drew informed Willow Corinthos that everything was in place for him to become Wiley Corinthos and Amelia Corinthos' legal guardians if the kids couldn't be with Michael and something happened to Willow. Willow tried to apply the brakes a little and decided that the next move would be to see Michael at his clinic in Germany. This would allow Willow to examine Michael's current state for herself rather than relying solely on Carly Spencer's word on his recovery progress. Willow also wanted to hear Michael's side of the divorce and custody scenario. Drew predicted Willow would dislike what Michael had to say and questioned where everything was coming from. Willow revealed that Jason Morgan persuaded her to see Michael, and Drew eventually agreed that it could be a good idea. Drew wanted to accompany Willow on her vacation, but she felt she needed to go solo. Drew assured Willow of his support, but when they hugged, his expression did not appear supportive. Despite this, Drew maintained the ruse and eventually let passion erupt in bed with Willow. Carly told Jason about her custody hearing preparations and flipped out when he revealed Willow was going to meet Michael in Germany. Carly suggested that Tramp would simply cry and manipulate Michael, who was still in love with Willow and would not notice the difference in her. Jason put more faith in Michael and argued that he might be the only one who could assist Willow understand the wrong decisions she was making. Nonetheless, Carly maintained her plan to have Diane Miller push for the custody hearing date and refused to let Willow separate Michael from his children. General Hospital spoilers predict there will be a lot more drama as Willow prepares for a clinic appointment, so stay tuned. General Hospital spoilers for the week of April 28th to May 2nd indicate that Christina Corinthos Davis' fury toward Ava Jerome may resurface, while Jack Brennan finds himself in a difficult situation. Jocelyn Jacks will also work to get people's attention, so let's talk about all the exciting things coming up in Port Charles. First, Carly Spencer may have some questions after coming to Sonny Corinthos' rescue. If Carly protects Sonny from the false nurse who attempts to take him out of the hospital in Los Angeles, she may find a stunning revelation. It appears that Colette Moreau will be the hit woman this time around, which might put Brennan in hot water. Will Brennan confront Carly's questioning regarding whether he fulfilled Colette's orders? GH fans are aware that Colette has been known to take issues into her own hands. Thus Brennan may defend his innocence and get Carly to believe him in future episodes. Sonny will survive the latest attempt on his life and, hopefully, make a full recovery after surgery. Speaking of surgery, it appears that Kai Taylor will prepare for his own risky procedure by hitting the sheets with Trina Robinson. Trina and Kai will enjoy some intense scenes, but will there be any tragic ones? Kai has made numerous good predictions about how this procedure will improve his life, but it may also have the opposite effect. Kai may emerge from this paralyzed, so he's putting a lot on the line. After Lulu Spencer confesses her lingering feelings for Dante Falconeri, things may become more problematic. Brooklyn Quartermain will also have troubles with Lulu, who may threaten to reveal the secret she is holding. Lulu is aware that Brooklyn has given Dante's kid up for adoption, thus there is always the chance that she will reveal this information. Elsewhere, Jocelyn will try to get Professor Henry Dalton's attention and position herself to become the research assistant, but Emma Scorpio Drake will undoubtedly oppose. Christina will experience a difficult mix of emotions following a surprising revelation. Christina appears to be both concerned and enraged at learning of Ava's blackmail plot. Christina should find that Ava and Rick Lansing have banded together to get money from Alexis Davis, causing her rage at Ava to flare up. General Hospital spoilers say the week of April 28th to May 2nd will be wild, so stay tuned for updates on all the mayhem ahead. Ezra Boyle approached Tracy's table at Metro Court and told her that he hoped to put their property dispute behind them. "You mean when you tried to bulldoze my deceased relatives?" Tracy inquired. Boyle offered that he be Tracy's friend at City Hall. "I wouldn't spit on you if you were on fire." "Wait, I take that back. I think I would," she said. Tracy motioned for Boyle to sit as he went away. She reluctantly informed him she admired some of his positions. "Actually, just one. The one where you put Sonny Corinthos out of business," she said. Tracy wasn't concerned about the Esplanade. Nobody gives a damn about the Esplanade. In fact, if I never hear the word Esplanade again, it will be too soon. Tracy wanted to take the peers away from Sonny. "Your referendum is about getting rid of an extremely dangerous criminal element in Port Charles," Tracy told the crowd. She also offered Boyle a significant campaign contribution to rid the peers and Port Charles of Sonny. Laura glared toward Tracy and Boyle's table as she exited the elevator. Boyle got up so Laura could sit down and talk to Tracy. Laura warned Tracy not to trust Boyle. "I don't trust him. He's loathsome, but I think you need to listen to him," Tracy told me. Laura stated that she would not do such a thing with a man who catered to funders and pollsters. Tracy simply wanted to get back at Sonny. "That man has been a blight on my family for years. He and Carly stole Michael from AJ, and then Sonny murdered AJ," Tracy rightfully pointed out. Tracy then became serious and informed Laura that she wanted to give her a heads up before going public with her views on the vote. Tracy was sorry that the referendum vote might cause conflict between them. Laura felt the same way, but she warned Tracy that driving Sonny away would open the door to even worse mobsters like Jen Sidwell. Nina and Portia met across the dining room to talk about their situation. "Drew is out of control, and we need to do something dire to stop him before he costs my daughter her children," she stated. "When I see your daughter with that man, I am confounded by the faith that she has in him," Portia told me. Nina described Drew as a superb manipulator. Portia agreed. She was astounded that he could persuade so many people to do what he wanted without even being subtle about it. Nina remarked that Willow wasn't aware of anything Drew had done. Portia then offered some suggestions. "Nina, if you know something that Drew is keeping from Willow, the best thing you can do is tell her," she informed us. Nina lied and said she didn't know of anything tangible, but she was concerned about bringing Drew and Willow closer. Portia expressed concern to Nina regarding Kai and the operation Drew had offered him. When Nina heard the story, both women were concerned that Drew would clean his hands of Kai if the surgery failed, claiming he never promised him success. "He lures people in until they're trapped, and once they are, he convinces people they did it to themselves," Portia told me. That gave Nina an idea. "Well, Portia, we'll just have to set our own trap," she remarked gleefully. Portia then observed Boyle and informed Nina that he was Drew's lackey. Nina recognized the lady Boyle was with at the pub, and the wheels began turning in her mind. Nina approached the bar and presented herself to Boyle and his companion Jacinda. Nina handed Jacinda her card with a grin, and encouraged her to call her about modeling for Crimson. When Nina returned to the table, She informed Portia that Jacinda was a prostitute. And we have a job for her, Nina explained. Jason discovered Carly in the kitchen cooking. She was delighted he came by because, I have finally found a way to get Michael's kids away from that tramp for good. Carly stated that while Willow has been able to live out her romantic delusional fantasy with Drew, Michael was recovering, so the custody battle was put on hold. I told Diane to prepare for the custody trial, Carly triumphantly stated. We are going to be ready to go once Michael's feet hit the ground here in Port Charles, and I can't wait to see the look on Willow's face, Carly announced. Jason informed Carly that they weren't even sure it was what Michael wanted. The only two people who can fix this are Willow and Michael, Jason told me. Carly was somewhat aback when Jason informed her that Willow was traveling to Germany to see Michael. Why were you even talking to her? Carly demanded. Jason indicated that Willow had taken the children to see Monica and asked to speak with Jason. I am going to tell you the same thing that I told her. Only Willow and Michael can figure out this custody, Jason claimed. That did not make hysterical Carly feel much better. Michael is in no condition to figure things out with Willow because he's still in love with her, she said. If Willow sees Michael, she is going to trade on every affection he still has for her to get what she wants, Carly told me. Jason stated that this was Michael's decision. You gotta have some faith that your son is going to see through her and figure it out, Jason told you. When Willow returned home, Drew gleefully informed her that the lawyer had completed the paperwork, giving Drew rights to Willow's children in the event of her death. Willow asked Drew if he could halt the process. With Michael in the state that he's in, I don't think taking extreme action is in our best interest, Willow told me. Drew claimed they couldn't believe Carly when she said Michael was getting better. He might be growing worse. Willow refused to talk about it, but Drew urged that they do. Willow finally told Drew the truth. Before this goes any further, there's one more person I have to face. My husband, she interrupted. Drew was astounded to find that Willow intended to fly to Germany. Drew tried to remain calm and helpful, but he remarked how petty and harsh Michael was for serving Willow divorce papers in D.C. Willow stated that the Michael she knew would not have done that, therefore she simply wanted to have a reasonable conversation with him. Drew tried to persuade Willow not to go, but she insisted. Drew was particularly disturbed when Willow informed him that this was entirely Jason's idea. Drew believed Jason was wrong, but Willow disagreed. Drew eventually agreed, much to Willow's relief. Drew had also anticipated that he would accompany Willow on this vacation, but Willow insisted on going alone. For now, I need to focus on the kids and doing what's best for them, she informed us. Drew and Willow were enamored with one another by the end of the chat, and they couldn't wait to head upstairs and hit the covers. Earlier, Lulu was pleased to welcome Laura to her new house as she labored to prepare it for her and her children. Laura was astonished to see Dante helping Lulu with electrical troubles in the kitchen. When he left the room, Lulu insisted Dante was only assisting, but she was still enjoying his presence. After Laura left, Lulu unwrapped a gift Dante had brought from Tracy. New house, new vase, old but functioning garbage disposal. It looks like you're back on your feet, Dante said him. Lulu informed Dante that she intended to become a freelance reporter and possibly be published in the Landview Banner. Lulu then brought up Rocco, wondering if spending time in her home would be beneficial to him. Are you worried about separating Danny and Rocco? Dante asked, adding that they'd still live together 50% of the time. He mentioned that Danny was beneficial for Rocco since he helped him relax. Dante and Lulu brought their two-person gathering onto the patio, wearing Mickey Mouse spectacles and reminiscing about their first trip to Disney World with Rocco. Their son had been really excited to see Goofy. Dante told Lulu that he kept all of her belongings packed away while she was in a coma, expecting she would wake up and utilize them again. As they sat there, Victoria Lord of the Landview Banner called and accepted one of her adoption pitches. Chase and Brooke Lynn sat Lois down in the Q solarium and told her that they were considering adoption as a way to start their family. Lois was overjoyed for them until she learned they planned to employ the same agency that placed her baby years ago. Lois claimed it was so long ago that she could barely recall the location. Ned strolled in right then, intrigued as to why they were talking about a child. Ned was pleased to hear that Chase and Brooke Lynn wanted to adopt. Adopting Leo was one of the best choices